So we're real like fun.
Sorry.
Very
Okay,
laid
sorry
back,
about
so
that.
you don't have to be
My bad.
relaxing.
Oh,
You know,
cool.
be you. You know,
Just be you, so good.
Well, I definitely can do that.
yes. We might crack some jokes or two.
Okay. So did you find the wine? No? Yes?
No, I didn't have time to go. So I think
Do we have a bar somewhere? Did y'all bring a bar?
That's a really good
I
one.
did.
So even if you didn't get to drink it tonight, just try it out. It's really
Okay.
fun.
Yeah, I got the.
It's a fun summer one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to ask his friend. Like, it's something fun.
That's a really fun one.
And Flavius, your last name?
Harris.
Harris? Okay. So he is the right and left.
Yes. Absolutely.
She's squinting that over here. Shout out to Abby next year for you.
Y'all are jamming. I mean, I've been listening to the station all day.
Oh,
Off
good.
and on.
What's in the cup, Joy?
That's what I want to know. See?
Hey, look,
Wine.
she said,
Right.
She said
I
nothing.
know.
She has said
Sean,
nothing.
is it in the car? Where is that? You want to go get it?
It's in her purse.
I don't have
She got the bottle in her purse on the chair.
It's been rolling around in my car, so it's like under the seat. It's the same bottle I bought last week, and you said keep this bottle. So I just put it in the car, and I've been listening to it all week. I'm like, what? And I'm like, what
Okay,
is
I'll
that?
go get it on the next
break.
segment.
On the
I
next
know
break.
it all so well.
Great. I'll go get it.
All right.
My heart lied to you, I
All right, everybody. I just want to thank you for taking that quick break with us, getting into a certain mood with some. Are you there? You can hear me? Okay. I just want to thank everybody for taking a break with me and getting into that mood that we set. And as we were talking about before the break, we were simply letting you know, there are a lot of avenues out there to help support our own businesses and our own communities, and make sure that we recycle that dollar more than we've been told historically that it recycles in our own neighborhoods. We're in a time now where people are becoming more conscious, more awake, more aware of the fact that there are businesses out there that we've never even touched upon, and now we have an opportunity like never before with the access to the internet, social media, to reach out and create the network that we need to have in order to continue to support our businesses. We're joined tonight by an independent business that has come on the scene and with a very different niche that we'd love to know much more about. Now, Mr. and Ms. Harris.
Hi.
Could you tell us all about the Vino Van? Go ahead and introduce yourselves, and then start with your social media so that people can begin to follow you immediately.
All right.
And
sounds
then
good.
and then go into exactly what Vino Van is, how you birthed this wonderful idea.
Okay, well, my name is Billy Harris. My company is the Vino Van LLC, which is Atlanta's premier wine tour experience. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. The tag is at the Vino Van LLC. Currently, I am doing wine tastings, pop-ups actually, all around the city, and you can Google those on Eventbrite. And they're the Summer Wine Tasting Series. I have my husband with me tonight, Flavius.
Hello.
Man of many words. But the Vino Van came about probably about 2 years ago. I had this vision of doing tours up to the North Georgia vineyards because I've been visiting them for the past 5 or 6 years. Mm-hmm. And it's always a lot of fun. Normally when I go, I take a bunch of friends. We'll rent like a regular, 15, 12 passenger van, and we'll go up there to the vineyard.
Okay.
So I thought, well, we have a great time doing this. I'm sure a lot of other people in the city would love to do this too. So it's been in the makings for about 1.5 years.
Okay.
The Vino van is actually a 12-passenger customized Mercedes Sprinter van.
Okay.
And included in the tours, you have your tastings at 6 or 7 different wineries that are located up near the Helen, Cleveland, Georgia area. Mm-hmm. So we'll visit those clusters. It is a day trip.
Okay.
So we'll pull out of Atlanta about 9:30 in the morning with complimentary mimosas.
Okay.
And we were right, get the party started.
I'm already in the van.
Right. And on the way up, my guests are free to ask me any questions they like about wines, anything pertaining to wine. So we're going to do a little wine 101
Okay.
on the way up.
Okay.
There's also a PA system in my van where I will be commentating as we're moving around to different vineyards and wineries, give a little bit of history about each one of them, and of course, again, answering any questions that my guests may have. We will, the tour covers all of the tastings at all 6 of the wineries. It includes lunch as well. We'll have lunch at one of the wineries. A lot of them have live music going on, especially on Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay.
So that's a lot of fun too.
Okay.
Also, we'll have, complimentary snacks, complimentary waters, souvenir glasses, the whole nine. And of course, you have your designated driver, so there's no need to worry.
Right.
You
So
can
I
just
can get
enjoy
as tipsy
yourself.
as I want.
Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely.
You say tipsy, Sean? You say tipsy?
Tipsy. It is a
Silence.
tipsy.
Silence.
I think
Y'all are gonna have a bad impression of me.
I'm just
soon.
saying, like, tipsy
Oh,
only
goodness.
goes so far, and then it
Right, then it-
graduates.
Yeah, after that,
But Joy was tipped over.
thin line.
Regardless, with the designated driver, I think I got my new birthday
There it is.
celebration plan
would
going
love
on for
Absolutely.
2018
Oh, yeah.
because that sounds like a lot of fun.
My quick question. Well, my mind is always working towards a couple things here,
Okay.
but immediately we said that the Conscious Party should get together and do a trip with you,
You sure should.
so that we can speak from experience, not just
Absolutely.
hearing.
Right.
So, are there different prices? Is there a group
Yes.
fee? Or what? So because I'm sure that people listening you've already piqued
You
their
ready?
interest,
Y'all ready?
and they
mean,
filling
yeah,
glasses
right,
already.
And I just want to say, Atlanta, because I already looked at the prices ahead of time.
Oh.
It's my next birthday plan. But
Hey.
Go ahead.
No, but I'm gonna need the people on the airwaves to know.
Right. Well, the prices for Fridays and Saturdays is $148 a person.
Okay.
Sundays is $138 a person. Reason being, on Sundays the vineyards open a little late and they close a little early, so we may not hit all 6 on Sunday. We're going to definitely hit 5. Also, if you are booking a private event, you get an additional 10% off for
Okay.
your party if you're booking the whole entire van.
Okay.
And it's a few extra little perks. They're surprises. That's what makes it fun.
Great.
So you have to book your private party to find out what those are.
Yes.
But it's
Okay.
going to be well worth it.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Wonderful.
yes.
Sounds like a birthday party for real.
And
Yeah.
how many
And
people did you
said
say
up
the
to
van?
12, right?
Well, it's a 12-passenger
12,
van,
okay.
but
Okay.
there are only 10 seats
10.
because I count my driver's seat, and then of course I'll be on the van as well because I'll be there commentating.
Okay.
So you get to drink every weekend.
Every trip.
Did you see
Don't.
us?
Y'all hired.
Very much.
Look, y'all hiring. You know how to pay 'em.
If they have a new one that comes out here or there, I'll try it out.
Okay. So, what is your relationship like with those vineyards? Then, are you
Oh, wow.
are you creating? Obviously, you're creating an influx of business for them,
Yes.
and they in turn.
Well, they in turn are giving me a lot of extra little perks for my guests,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just really down to earth people. Like
Right.
all of them, all of the wineries, all of the vineyards, the winemakers up there.
Mhm.
They're really welcoming. They're very nice. Sometimes it may be a few things along the trip. Once we get to the winery, they may throw in that I know nothing about. They're
Great.
just really they're really good people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've done the Helen trip a couple times. Just never did it in a van full of people that are drinking.
Oh,
So
Really?
how,
In a
how many?
car.
Great way to sense it.
What's the total amount of wineries up there?
near there are, at this point, I think it's 7.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 7. It's 7 now because a few of them have closed, and then some new ones have opened. One
Okay.
of the newer ones being Kaya
Okay.
and I think Sanita. But most of them are owned by husband and wives or family owned ones, and
Mhm.
a few of them they just decided hey, we've been doing it for so long, we just kind of want to retire. One of my favorite ones that closed down was the Sylvan Valley Wines,
Mhm.
and they had these wine slushies that were
Wine
delicious.
slushies.
Wine slushies. But now there are others. I've
Okay.
visited since then, so there are other wineries up there that also have the slushies.
Wonderful.
Those are also included in the trip.
You hear that, folks?
We'll get a chance to
Wine
taste the wine
slushies
slushies
are
as well.
included.
Okay.
Yeah. This is
I'm doing the
fascinating.
math.
It is.
It's because I didn't even know that Georgia had wineries before we met.
Oh,
right?
wow. Yeah.
And so you really educated me to this whole industry, this whole side of the
Yeah.
industry. Because I'm just used to going to Publix and buying you know,
Okay, and there's
Right.
nothing wrong with that now.
a $12 bottle of
Oh,
wine.
right.
I would say 12, but it was really like $8.99.
Oh,
See,
that's on sale, right?
looking for those single digits,
Right.
all up and down the
Like, no,
aisle.
that's too much. No, I mean, but also you're a wine expert.
Almost. I'm getting there. But I am WSET level 1 certified.
What does that mean?
Well, the WSET, it's the Wine Spirit Education Trust. It's a European-based program. It's more along the lines of wine education, separate from the Master Court of Sommeliers. That's more along the lines of wine service. So for me, I'm more interested in winemaking. That's what I want to do. I want to be a winemaker. So I decided to go the education route as opposed to going the wine service route. I mean, who knows? Eventually, down the line,
Do
I
you
might
want to
do that.
eventually have like a winery?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. That is my
That
ultimate
sounds
goal.
so cool.
Yes.
That was one of my future questions. I was
Yes.
like, okay, with all of this tasting going on,
Yeah.
I'm sure
I'm sure you
there's
wanna do
another
something
business on the
like
horizon.
that.
It is that.
Okay.
I mean, with the tastings and with the tastings that I do, the pop-ups that I do, that also helps me learn as well. A lot of times, I'll have wines that I'm familiar with, but sometimes I like the element of surprise as well. So I'll have wines that I've never tried, just to have that experience with my guests of tasting a new wine that I've not even tried. So we get to discuss the wines together,
Okay.
with what we like, what we don't like. And the beauty of that is the fact that at these tastings, there are going to be some wines that some people aren't going to like.
Right.
But the only way for you to find out
That's
what
how
you
you
do
find out.
like is to figure out what you don't.
Right.
So that's not a bad thing.
To
Right.
keep
You
tasting
know.
them until you
Right.
find the one you
And
like.
it's no such thing as bad wine. Because
Right.
even, if it's a wine that I don't like, I might
Someone
not
else.
like it, but you may love it.
Right.
So that's what I love about wine. Like, it's so open. Everything about it is just, it's organic.
Right.
It depends on the individual. So that's what intrigues me so much about it. It's everything. It's life, it's history, it's culture.
Right.
Wine brings people together. And that's my whole thing. I want to share my experience with wine with everybody else. And I want other people to, inquire about it and not be afraid to say, oh, well, I don't know a whole lot about it, but that's the beauty of it too. Learning about it is the fun part. Because when you learn, you get to taste the wines. That's fun.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, that's the fun part. You get to taste and, explore. So,
So I have a question. So they actually have the grapes up there?
yes, they do.
Okay, and then the other one is, are there any minority-owned wineries up there?
Not in that area. There is one that I found. I think it's South Georgia. It's called Tilford, maybe. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But it is a black-owned winery. That would be a special trip. I'm trying to figure out how to work that one
It's
because
so
it's
far
just
south.
it's far
south.
south, and there's not really any others around there. So maybe if I can figure out something, maybe to do like a day trip or some sort of wine dinner per se. But I definitely want to support that one. And they are from Mississippi originally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my home state.
So you've done your homework.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
what's the flagship wine that the Harris family will introduce to us?
Well, the thing about it with me, and this is, it might sound a little weird, but I don't necessarily have a favorite wine per se. I love them all. Now, I do have a few favorite regions. I'm a lover of French wine, or really any of the old world wines. I'm an old world girl.
Okay.
I like the traditional method of winemaking.
Okay.
There are, some new world wines that I do like, but for the most part, I'm an old world girl. So most of the wines that I make are going to be, based upon those traditional styles of winemaking.
Wonderful, wonderful. And that's a great way to segue into our next break, because I want everybody to think about the fact that we now have a new trip, a new birthday destination,
Right.
and at the same time, get on the bus. But we have a new way of supporting a black business, and at the same time, having a great, great weekend. So, if you can, stay woke, and we'll be back shortly.
I'm gonna go to the bar.
Didn't that go quickly?
That was cool.
Excellent.
So how much is the truck?
$148 Friday and Saturday. $138 on Sunday.
Oh, and what's the, no, I'll go.
Oh, you go per
And
person.
per person.
You gotta get
How much?
I know, right? I don't know you. I don't even know you.
How much is the whole ride?
$14.80 minus the 10% discount. So I think it's like
It
13.
could be two.
It could be 2. Oh, because you're coming back.
We coming right back to exactly. So I love the whole wine idea. It's like the bomb because
Yeah, my sister wanted it.
I was about to say my father owns a wine bar, and I just go there and drink.
Where is it?
It's in Missouri. It's in Springfield.
Okay.
But
There's another wine place bar in South Georgia somewhere called Frog something or other.
But it, yeah, I was saying it's not.
I saw it on the way to
it's
Florida
Saturday.
Saturday.
It's a winery.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you're talking about. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's a winery. And they have a little tasting room.
I didn't get to go in. I was dropping my grandma off
Oh.
in Florida. So,
Okay. The only winery I've
Hey,
been
look,
to
you
is Sharp
gonna
Mountain.
play the drop, then you gonna play the song that you next.
Okay.
So it's 2 songs and now we on?
You said song drop. This song and then drop, right?
One song?
Mm-mm. Play two.
Yeah.
Wow.
One more song, so it's 2 songs in the
I thought that
drop.
was kind of
Thank you. But yeah, I've been to Sharp Mountain. I had a ball. I wish somebody joined us.
Oh,
Right.
right.
So I wish we would have did that.
Right.
But we didn't do that. But
Yeah.
especially through the mountains because they were
Girl.
like. But
Winding.
I think that was.
And you know,
that was
some
cool,
of those little wineries up there, well, maybe 2 of them, they're kind of off the beaten path, like on little dirt roads.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they're really cool. My favorite. Now the wines aren't necessarily my favorite. Some of their wines are really good, but I like the atmosphere.
Right.
The Yona Mountain Vineyard, it's beautiful. Like they
Okay.
move. That's up there. It's included. It's in my tour.
Okay.
But it's Yona Mountain Vineyards, and the guy that owns it, really nice guy. Sometimes you can catch him there playing the guitar. But and his son comes in from time to time. when he's
Hey,
not touring.
Jazzy
He plays
Faye.
guitar, so they
How
have a
are
live
you?
deal going on.
Hey, Sharon.
Oh, and
Hey,
that one, the Yona
Tanya.
Mountain one,
Carrie.
the one that had the caves.
I can't believe you watching Jazzy
He
Faye.
has wine caves there.
Yeah, wine cake.
Wine caves, and it's also a cellar where you can have dinner in
Inside the
the
cave.
Mhm.
This is in North Georgia?
in North Georgia, and that particular one is on my trip.
All we
Now
got
I'm
was
gonna
some
try to-
Trader- all
now
we got
that's-
was some Trader Joe's.
I know, right? But this ain't shops.
And
I
I
don't
was
know how.
outside taking pictures on the Batmobile.
Since you had bring that Trader Joe's over here like it's Avant
Just some
Garde.
Oakley.
Okay, well, that's okay.
I was gonna say I need you to do that off screen.
You got to bring it. You got to.
I need y'all to do that off. Put it over there.
Yeah. Take
I'll open it. Just put it over there. Off screen.
Because she representing.
Why we
I
fighting?
represent
But we
several
talking about
organizations.
wine. It would only make
Why
sense.
are we fighting
I
like
know we're talking about wine.
they drinking wine?
That
while
ain't
we
her
watching
wine.
right now?
Right, and every show,
That ain't her
every
wine.
other show drinks some
Right,
wine.
they probably drinking.
At least we stepped up the wine.
Well, look, that ain't her wine.
I got the. You don't have to open that up.
Oh, okay.
Right, it's right.
What you got?
Yeah, Nikki, you might not have to get
Into so.
It's hot.
It is.
This is
You
terrible.
got ice.
Hey.
I'm gonna need ice.
Right, this is
I told you it's been in the car. I didn't even think about it. So
I mean, it's
that's why
hot.
I'm not having it. Oh, man. Old fermented one.
Let me go see if they got ice real quick. I can't
They
take
don't
it.
even have no white. Where they got ice? Like they got ice.
And listen, I learned some things in this building by
Oh.
myself.
Uh-oh.
Well, not by myself, but y'all wasn't here.
I was going to
The
order.
food was
Why
good.
you say it like that?
I
The
wasn't
food was
supposed.
delicious.
I wasn't supposed to eat.
I was supposed to be
cheese.
here, but I had to go take
Top
grandma.
that cheese up. I'm a
How's your grandmother
vegetarian.
doing?
You can be a vegan.
She's in
No,
Florida
that's
with my
vegetarian, but I
sister
still don't like
and
it.
my mom.
Oh, that's what the lady is.
Red,
That's
man.
Well, say.
by himself.
She
I love
This is
it.
about-
I was thoroughly
Right,
impressed.
I give
Well, I
myself
know I
Sundays
support
to
you.
eat seafood.
I support it.
The rest of the week.
And now she's gonna ask
Like
about
right now,
you
it's a
every
huge
time
salad
she comes.
waiting at
Is
home.
she?
Yes.
Sitting at the door.
How is what's his name? You know the little
I
one.
definitely support his pescatarian lifestyle. style. But
Dwana,
the country
yes.
just won't let me stop eating pork.
Fine.
I don't hold it against anybody.
My grandmother came to the event on
So I don't even
the networking event on Thursday. Yes, my 94-year-old grandmother was at the networking event getting her network on.
She was
Okay,
kicking hard,
she was
right?
kicking it, especially with duh.
I told y'all the last show I got a thing for older women, and
Oh my goodness.
I just
I'm telling you, wife.
she already knows. She knows.
He
this.
did not show any
It's not a
taco
secret.
meat.
No, I
we do
couldn't.
not want to see
Not
that.
to grandma. I didn't show her the taco meat. You know, respect right there. But she's the sweetest lady in the world, man. I'm just saying, if she was like 60 years younger, you know what I mean?
She's 94.
She was like 60 years younger.
She don't look like it
man.
though.
Now,
Oh, my
right,
goodness.
right.
She
Because
is very
you brought her to
spry.
the. I was so happy to see her come here because I was picking Autumn
Any
and
ice?
looked over her shoulder and saw her and I just pushed Autumn off.
Oh.
She's like, I don't need no help. She was like, I'm gonna get up on my own.
Yeah,
Right.
Very independent.
Yes. Yeah. obviously.
My grandmother is very independent.
Oh, that's ice. Okay.
She don't like nobody helping her. She want to do everything herself. We're gonna come and have her on the show.
Yeah.
You know, to give a little
She's a
history.
hero, man.
You know, she done been through some things. She done made it through some movements,
You know what she
Jim Crow
said?
and all of
You know
that.
what she said that inspired me? She said, I've saved three lives. She said, I've saved, no, she said 5 lives.
Right.
She said, I've saved 5
So if
lives
you ever have
by taking 2 classes a year.
Right, she told me
She's
that.
like, I've just taken 2 classes a year and I've saved 5 lives because of that. So, I mean, she still takes these classes.
Right.
And she's what, how, 90? What?
Oh,
94.
It's just so it
94
kind of
years
has a
Mhm.
freezer.
Just
So
ready.
when you get ready to, you know, pour
Just ready to
wine
go.
hot, just drop a
Pour
little
those in
wine.
there.
Right.
Do what with it?
And you
Put these.
You know, say the little trick to it, if you have some warm wine, of hot wine, like say if it's something that you drink on the regular, like say if you have
I
that
do.
sleep all the time, and it's a little warm,
Mhm.
freeze, like pre-freeze the wine as in a little ice cube tray. So if ever you come home, you have a bottle of wine, because sometimes they don't always have the one you want cold. Just drop your little ice cube in there and pour your wine over it. So you're,
Right,
you
it's not
know,
gonna work
you're
down.
not
It's just more
diluted.
wine.
Yeah.
I know. Because I normally put ice cubes in it, but they be
Yeah,
like, you
sometimes
want
it
it?
doesn't.
Right, you water
Yeah.
down the wine. Yeah.
Not all the time. It's not bad all the time.
It's not.
But
I don't
that's
got
a
no
little,
water.
you know, a little trick to the trade right there.
So, do you have something coming up soon, right?
I do.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would definitely talk about that.
I think we're going
See,
into a
we're going
joint.
into our
Yeah.
segments, and when we come back
Oh,
from the
okay.
segments,
Oh, yeah,
we'll
that's
join
right,
her
that's
so we
right.
can close the show out and let them
Segments.
final thoughts. Right. I intentionally don't do a segment because I'm running my mouth all the time.
Not as much as you think.
Silence.
We be over here talking.
I watched the clip. I'm like, did they ever stop?
Well, last week was hot. That was the heated. Okay.
That was
That's
a
not
great.
good.
Last week was
Oh
great.
my
You know
goodness.
what I'm saying? Last week we talked about the Charlottesville thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Stay tuned in, y'all.
Right, and you can watch all episodes.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Can we watch old episodes?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I wasn't okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
I need to get some.
Yeah, mine
Rip all of
YouTube
yours. Yeah, because they're all
Yeah,
on
my
so
main
I, 'cause I
page,
know
all
some
of
friends that
Oh,
like
okay.
ask
Yeah.
about.
I have them on my channel.
It goes down during the time that you playing music. I guess they're doing other stuff. But
Oh yeah.
But you can go back and stop it.
because all these people were watching.
That's why I keep my Facebook on during the break.
Imelda Martha's Shoe Closet is the ultimate shoe boutique. We buy direct.
Oh, we gotta add. What's up?
We gotta ask.
So how does that work?
Yeah, they saw that.
We'll get them to explain
Look.
to you. Yeah.
Use code ACTIVATE at checkout and see
So good.
15% off your purchase.
Send your pictures on
So
Instagram.
look you up.
Follow us on Facebook.
Now I know your secret.
And Twitter at Imelda M Shoes.
Hey, this your girl, Julia. Are you ready to find out what's going on this week? Are you ready to find out who is on my list?
Hey. Good evening, everyone. Before I start my list, I just want to give a shout out to my little cousin, Trinity. Her birthday just passed, so happy birthday, Trinity. You're 14 now. And to my daughters, because I know they're all together listening. Go to bed.
I was going to say go to bed.
Anyway, before I get on my list. I know that's what I said, go to bed. All right, so my list tonight, Lord, lots been going on. Dick Gregory. We love you, Dick. Why you had to look at me like this?
That was so okay. FCC is about to
All I
shut this
said
down.
was, we love you, Dick.
Lower your
We love you. We gonna miss you.
Mr. Gregory. We miss you, Mr. Gregory.
I've said Mr. Gregory
Thank you.
since, you know, your diet, everything that you been going, the protest, the comedy. Mr. Gregory, R.I.P. Dick Gregory. All right. Anyways, just wanted to say, you know, put him on my list. I love Mr. Dick Gregory. Don't front. On house party,
No,
everybody was drinking that
I
Dick
used to
Gregory.
watch
say.
so many of his videos. So yeah. Because he was, I mean, after a certain age, you become unfiltered.
Yes.
And I mean, that man spoke truth from a very young age when he was an activist in his early 30s, 20s. I mean, he was out there pioneering. So I appreciate everything he contributed to society, and so much that I mean, he's done more than most.
Right.
And so
he
I applaud his life.
a very long life. And he said that he saw a lot of people that fell, a lot of people that died, that were killed, but he was able to see a lot of the things that they marched for.
That's why he became so conscious so soon.
Yeah. And his motto was, stay woke.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I like about him too.
Yeah.
So, yes, Mr. Gregory, you on my list, and R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace.
All right. Now, the other thing on my list was this barn eclipse today. I mean, my daughter, everybody called me, was just bothering me all day. Everybody, this eclipse. Don't be outside, you're going to burn up. Don't go here, you're going to burn up. Don't go to lunch, you're going to burn up. Don't move this way.
He's killing your mic again.
You're going to burn up. All I'm saying is, then I looked up in the sky. It was not a bird. It was not a plane. It was just a little bit of crescentness of light shown, and it was...
Just make up a word.
Crescentness.
Crescentness with conviction. Like it exists.
Between you and Beyonce, the dictionary has grown by 2 more words.
All I'm saying is, the clips... Look, the clips. The eclipse.
3 words.
The eclipse is on my list.
Okay.
Because I thought fire and rain was going to come down. You know, Bernstein, all that.
She was looking through the book of Revelation. Is this what's going to happen now?
I mean, they like, it's Nat Turner's revolt year. I thought everything was going to happen. They was like, this is for the birds. Everything's going to go crazy. Nothing happened.
Prayer changes. No, don't. I was playing.
All I'm saying is nothing happened. So Eclipse, you on my list for not doing what everybody thought you was gonna do, but
actually you could see it in the northern part of Georgia.
Right.
That's where they were at the longitude and latitude where they could see where it went black.
And it went
but
straight
if you
black.
went outside like I did, it looked kind of orangey, kind of hazy.
It was dark.
Yeah,
it was like a cloud.
Yeah.
Right.
It was right.
Yeah, it wasn't like dark, but it was.
Overcast.
It was like
overcast.
Right. Looking.
And you can see the little crescents on the ground. They was like, look on the ground, it's the crescents. I'm like,
okay.
but
Not interested.
not as she said, thank you.
I'll be inside.
Where's the fire? Where's the fire? But okay. But all right. So that's on my list.
Oh my God.
And lastly on my list,
Sean, why, man?
I know y'all been waiting.
I gotta give her some drink.
You have to.
But
So
we're gonna reclaim that time.
the devil is a liar, and I can tell you that right now. And that's you gonna be on my list next week. You playing with me. But who's on my list next is, I know y'all been waiting for this.
Oh no.
Trump is finally on my list. And he ain't on my list for what y'all think, okay? He ain't on my list, not for the real reasons y'all think Trump should be on my list. Not for being illiterate.
Illiterate. Forward. Actually, fine. I let melanin.
He's not on my list for. He's not on my list for tweeting. Look, he's not on my list for just being vulgar and crazy and just Trump. He's on my list because he realized something the rest of white American women have realized.
His little hands.
Obama is a fine man.
Oh my.
And I think Trump realized that a long time ago, and that's why he is mad at Obama. I don't understand the whole Obama thing. Why is Trump mad at Obama? I mean, can y'all tell me?
Okay.
I mean, I'm just noticing
Nobody
the whole.
has chimed in on either points this week. I don't know. It's because you're just running through them, or you don't want to.
No, I'm
Right,
waiting
like
for whatever.
Not really.
Y'all ain't
I don't
gotta
want
just
you
to have what y'all gonna say, but I'm not realizing why Trump is mad at Obama and why he was going for Obama. And what's the problem with Obama, Trump?
It's because he's black.
I mean, yeah, I know. Besides, but Trump,
I think
but
it's
actually
this
he's
way
mixed.
to
He's
keep-
mixed.
Let's
Let's
I
keep
think
it
it's his way
real.
to
He's
keep,
half white and half
that
black.
audience agitated.
I think that maybe that because I don't
44
get it.
has not responded to one thing. He is living his life in like it's golden.
And he's
And-
don't front like he ain't poking on Facebook, poking at Obama. Like he's like.
waiting for a response, and he will not dignify him with
But
him.
I-
And we
but-
should take a page from the audacity of hope and just look at the fact that you don't have to respond to ignorance. My mother told me that when I was a child, and I fell into it a couple times because I got a lot of family. But
So don't respond. Definitely don't respond to
But-
little brother.
Some people
Don't-
make it real
some people
hard.
make it real hard.
Especially family.
Right,
Don't
but
respond to Jujubee.
right, but for the most part, I mean, what the former president is doing is he's still maintaining his decency and still maintaining the decency of the presidency and the Oval Office by not responding. Because if he responds, then that truly offers a plate for war, not only between the races, but it offers division in the White House. I mean, and it proves everything that this man is saying about him to be true. So rise above the ignorance.
You
Stay
can rise
ready.
above, but I got this picture from my little sister, and this was the eclipse of all eclipse.
Oh,
And
my
this
goodness.
one made me even bring up the whole.
The two worst
thing.
days in American history were 9/11 and 11/9.
I see, but I don't
We
get.
got Trump.
I just don't get the whole fascination on Obama thing. But okay, Trump, you on my list, and hopefully you get off and let Obama go.
Trump would never get off your list.
Let's get off my list.
Always be a reason to have him on your list.
All right, well, Mister, you're fired.
Oh.
That's it. You're gonna be fired next, though. Look.
Oh boy.
Well, thank you, Joy. We gonna stay woke for another week. Wait for your list.
You just entered the atmosphere of Bab's world. Welcome. Open your seatbelts and give it a ride.
Hey, what's good people? I am very enthusiastic about the eclipse. No what else to say about it. As a matter of fact, my segment is all about the eclipse. No, but I did have some insights that actually came to me, through this whole event. And I don't know if it really signifies anything, of great importance. I don't know if it's going to change the trajectory of the world and people's consciousness, but I do think that it's something to take from this event. One thing is simply because the whole world was focused on this one thing makes it important and powerful, right? So these are just some of the things that I was thinking about when I was pondering the eclipse. All right, it's a sense of newness, right? it's a new moon, right? It's a new event. It's something that hadn't happened like in, I don't know when the last time we had it. 79. Thank you. Audible. Can you spell that? Spell 70? SEVE. But it's a sense of newness. And so for me, I feel like this is a time period for us to kind of reevaluate some things, maybe some old ways of thinking that no longer serve us, and shed some stuff and move forward in our life.
It's a new life.
And I keep saying this over and over again, and rewrite our narrative. So we're moving forward into the future and not stuck in the past on that cycle. Also, I meditate, you know, so I get down with the meditation. I just feel like that was an opportunity for us to vibrate higher. Now, I mean, any opportunity, any opportunity that you can get to center yourself and to really monitor your breathing and isolate your thoughts, right, is a powerful moment. So you can actually take control over what you are creating for yourself in your own life just by being still for a moment and focusing on your breath, because we only have this moment right here. We can't do anything about the past. We can't do anything to change what's happening in the future. But what we can do is change our way of thinking right now, change our right now, and that will impact the future. Also, it made me think about all the things that we believe. Right? I hear a lot of people talking about, I believe this, I believe that, I believe whatever. You know. Belief is a crutch. We have to know. Knowing is the way that we move forward. Alright? So cut all this belief stuff out, man. If you believe it and you believe it for real and you talking about I believe this and I believe that, then you better know it. Because belief is only going to take you so far. Because if you don't know it, then once you get to that wall, you stuck right there.
I believe I know.
You believe it?
I said no.
Nah, brother, you better know. You better know. You better know whatever it is that you are investing your time and your thoughts and your energy into. You better know. Speak like that. That it is exactly that. That's what's bringing life, and that's what's bringing your transformation. And speaking of transformation, the eclipse, newness. This is an opportunity to reprogram ourselves, an opportunity to take a look at our framework, our thinking, what we have been taught throughout growing up or even in our adult life. These things that we say we believe in, right, because somebody else told us that we need to believe in it. It's about time that we look at this programming and we start to evaluate. Just ask some questions to your own self. You got to ask nobody else, and the answers will be shown to you. So we have to reprogram ourselves, even if it's saying, okay, I'm not going to say I hate for a whole day. I'm going to say I love for a whole day. So I'm just going to focus on the things that I love all day. That would change your programming right there. Or I am grateful for ... That would change your programming for the whole day. Instead of talking about all the stuff that you don't like, talk about the stuff that you're grateful for, the people that you're grateful for. Reprogramming. Last thing, and I'm done. Confidence. Be confident in everything that you do. I think that this eclipse thing was a testament from nature, kind of showing us how to be confident in our movements. The moon moved right in between the sun and the earth, and it did not hesitate to do that. You know what I'm saying? It kept on moving. And then when it was done blocking the sun from the earth, it kept on moving.
It kept it moving.
It didn't look back. It wasn't trying to impress nobody like Joy. It was like, I'm going to be on her thing and I'm going to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about no show. It wasn't trying to take no selfies and put it on social media. You know what I mean? Everybody else was taking pictures of it. You know what I mean? It was
I was out there taking pictures.
all by yourself. And I'm saying, when we're in alignment, we're going to shine no matter what. And move in confidence with your shine. So it's not just good enough to shine no more. You got to be confident and certain about your shine. So shine on. That's Daps World. You can follow me on Instagram at Daps World or on Facebook at Dap Paxton. I love y'all, beautiful people. I'm out.
I want to talk about the eclipse if I knew that was your segment.
That was perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah.
It gave me something to work with.
You brought it back. Because now I like the eclipse. No,
No,
my daughter's like, the eclipse sucked. We were outside. We stayed at I went to school. The eclipse sucked. She was so mad. I was like, what did you thought? Fire and brimstone was going to come outside? She was like, yes, girl, it's something. I thought it was going to be fire.
He's just playing some
Like,
Kathleen before I go.
Oh, okay.
She's the founder of the Bronze Lens Awards.
And that's what you're
That's
talking
this
about?
week. That and the women unsung heroines for. So if you're listening right now and you know Kathleen Bertrand, let her know that we are featuring her music right now, Kathleen Bertrand, and before and after my segment, because I'm going to be talking about the Bronze Lens, and I'm also going to be talking about the unsung heroines for the 100 Black Women. But you are listening to the smooth sounds of my friend, Kathleen Bertrand. Kathleen Bertrand. That's who's on now, the founder of the Bronze Lens Awards. So that's what you're listening to right now.
Okay. So I have to subscribe. Well, I guess I have to.
That's Miss
Wrapped around your
That's wonderful.
Okay, really?
Come on now.
Really? You think I really listen to
I know all y'all show some of you by heart. King Robinson.
Somebody asked me mine and I was like, I needed this one year conscious party. I know the password.
You don't know the password. You just click on the button and it open up.
I know because if I got locked up, I'd be like, I don't know how to get to it no more.
It's what King Robinson.
Oh yeah,
Miss
What is
Autumn.
it? I mean,
M-I-S-S-A-U-T-M-O-N.
Something popped up. It's like, oh,
I have like big hair.
She always spells it.
Because people think it's
Like you're the
M-A.
cat.
I'm sorry, you just wanted to show.
Oh, okay.
That's why I spell it out.
okay.
And
That's
then they
why
spell
you
all
did
different. Some people spell
You was like-
A-T-M. Mine is, I mean,
You like
You the cat?
A-T-M. Mine is A-T-M.
Not the casket.
And then there's Autumn S.C. Bailey. So I have to, I want to be clear
She wants you to
who I am. And you have to be clear.
M-I-S-S-A-U-T.
I found her now.
U-M, yeah.
I found you.
And,
I just
Hey,
from
my
That's
girl, hey,
cool.
Sean, my homegirl said he gives good wisdom.
Is your phone on?
Whoa.
No.
Sean don't know what the hell he told. Say, he does give good wisdom. He's woke. Today.
Today.
Tonight. He's woke.
Okay, it's coming back up, y'all.
I just laugh.
Sean, don't
I'm just at the helm and laughing at the peanut gallery.
Cause Shire, he does give good wisdom.
Who, me or him? Dap does. I've got a lot of compliments on Dap. So.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah. I ain't want to tell you because it's hard enough to get your head in here.
This your girl.
Everything except for the.
And it's time for all of me. Leave some long time. Sit back, relax, and get ready to get to it.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Did you all like the music that was just playing? That music was my friend Kathleen Bertrand. She is the founder of the Bronze Lens Film Festival. And the Bronze Lens Film Festival is this coming week. It starts Wednesday. It goes to Sunday. They have a cornucopia of events. It's for minorities. It features minorities. The award ceremony is on Sunday. They have some amazing workshops on Thursday. They have like a legal mash on Thursday. They have a master class with Lamont Rucker. They have the producers roundtable lunch event. They're having a men's brunch on that Sunday, as well as they always have a civil rights event on that Sunday, Black movement event. And then there's the luncheon on Saturday. So if you go to www.bronzelens.com, you can get that information. You can get your passes. They have student passes. If you are interested in the film business at all, you really need to be at this event this weekend. So make sure you go to www.bronzelens.com for more information. The other thing that's happening this coming weekend is the 100 women of Black women of Atlanta, the Metropolitan Atlanta chapter, is having their Unsung Heroes Awards Gala this coming Saturday. And this fundraiser is specifically for the Sisters Helping Sisters program, which is a component of empowering women. Their SHS community-based program is designed to assist female domestic violence survivors and potential victims become economically self-sufficient. The program emphasizes serving the whole woman, providing a realistic, self-sufficient tool to support employment, life skills, for long-term success. The basic tenets of the Sisters Helping Sisters program include self-realization, actualization, job readiness and coaching, and financial literacy. They partner with the Allstate Foundation. They use their financial model for financial literacy, and they also partner with the Salvation Army. So their Unsung Heroines Luncheon. This is, I'm going to go ahead and read it like a plug right quick. The National Coalition of 100 Black Women Incorporated, Metropolitan Atlanta Chapter, invites you to the 21st Annual Unsung Heroines Awards Gala. It's at the Atlanta Airport Marriott Gateway Hotel, 2020, Convention Center Concourse, Atlanta, Georgia, 30337, and it's going to be in the Gateway Grand Ballroom this Saturday, August 26, 2017, from 7 p.m. to midnight. And now this is a black tie event, but it's going to be entertainment and dancing. And, I want to tell you about, their honorees. One of the special honorees to me is my chapter sorority sister. We're both in Upsilon Alpha Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Is Miss Dion M. Battle. Yay, Dion, congratulations. The other unsung heroines are Aisha Doyle, Jill Hines Hillman, Dr. Evelyn A. Lavizo, and Carolyn Young. The Catalyst Award goes to Rhonda Briggins. The Humanitarian Award goes to Alma G. Davis. The Pioneer Award is the Honorable Kimberly Esmond Adams. And the Trailblazer Award goes to Bishop Sharma D. Lewis. Now, they do have sponsorship packages available. Single tickets are $100, and you can get tables of 10 for $1,000. I'm not sure about all the different packages, if they're all still available. Okay, let me tell you something. The National Coalition of 100, they will always take your $10,000. Yes, they will. And they will work that package out. So if you have $10,000 and, for them 20 tickets, 2 tables, and some perks, you're going to get in contact with them. They also have the diamond level at $5,000, the gold level at $2,500, the silver level at $1,500, and then, the table purchase is $10,000. So with each of those levels, you get seats. I'm not sure about the other perks, but you can reach the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Incorporated Metropolitan Atlanta chapter at 100 Edgewood Avenue Northeast, Suite 1605, Atlanta, Georgia, 30303. You can call them for more information at 404-522-1061 or email ncbwatl@bellsouth.net and on the web www.ncbw-metroatlchapter.org. This event is really for a worthy cause. Go make it a date night if it's somebody's birthday or something going on. If you have a youth or someone that you want to have inspired, you really need to get over to this event on Saturday. It's really important, and it really is for a worthy cause. So make sure that you do that. Make sure that you get over to the Bronze Liz. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you all a secret.
She came out of that quick.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you all something. So you cannot use the fact that you do not have money so you can't attend events. Most fundraising events require volunteers. It's an amazing networking opportunity. I have gotten so much networking done because I have volunteered at all but two Bronze Lens film festivals. And they give you perks for giving up your time. I started off as a volunteer with the Trumpet Foundation, and I actually got hired. I started off as a volunteer with the United Negro College Fund, and I got hired. So you need to make sure that you don't use that as an excuse. If you don't have any money, you missed the volunteer opportunity, you just need to go and be in the building. If you're an artist, you need to just go and be in the building. Sit in the lobby. You never know who will walk past, who's going to walk by you. Take your information with you and do what you can. Get it done. You know, it's about get where you're trying to go by any means necessary. If you're serious about your what you're trying to do, then you need to get out here and get it done. And this has been your girl, Autumn Monroe, with Leaves of Knowledge fall down on you. And you can reach me at on Facebook and Instagram at Miss Autumn Monroe. That's MISSAUTUMNMONRE. Ooh, that get right. ROE. And then on you can reach me on Twitter at Autumn Monroe, and that's AUTUMNMONROE. It has been my sincerest pleasure to be of service to you all, and I am always trying to help you get where you're trying to go. Let me help you help yourself. This is Autumn Monroe, and stay woke.
I'm about to have me being an actress out here now.
I was like, what?
Volunteer.
Is that a segment or a PSA?
All of the above.
Everything.
That was cool. I
I know, right? It sounds kind of
I'm
fun.
really, really big into philanthropic
Yeah.
That kind of, what everybody said, kind of brought it back together, right back to networking.
Yeah.
You have to get out there and you have to take advantage of every
She
opportunity.
said, I
Yeah,
was
well, I'm familiar
volunteering.
with the I'm familiar with the Bronze Lens. I am also familiar with the
luncheon?
Yeah, the 100 Black women.
Yeah,
But
just,
I didn't know
I
about
can
the
volunteer.
award
I
game.
I just want to be in the
got
building.
my
Building track.
They're gonna be like,
invitation.
You know the track.
Okay.
You know with a suit on.
Lifelong dream to be a
Just
part
to
of
hear
it.
it.
I'm very happy about it.
Don't
You
hate.
don't have to hold the track.
I'm not hating.
I was looking on the website and I was going through all of it.
We got you.
I
can be somebody's guest.
So we got you.
Yeah,
I need to make sure I make these plugs.
I was telling my story sister, I was like, why you didn't tell me that you be an
I know that's why I got my plug out early. My cousin.
Yeah.
She's like,
Okay.
"Shout me out on the radio."
I'm currently a member of the
Like, really?
You know what? I
I
missed my dad's birthday, and I feel like so bad
woman
about that.
nonprofit organization.
I'm thinking we should do like the shout out lines and
Date back to
remember to call us and text us and tell us.
We do.
Just send us
Say about this.
We do for like 10 minutes and give everybody their shout out.
That's a good idea.
And I get everybody else to vote.
No, that's a good idea.
When
I
I
like this
first
picture,
became a member, which was about 4.5 years ago,
But no, seriously, we have to start doing a little shout out, Sean. And I told Sean that. I said we have to do the shout out line and give people their shout out. People text me, shout out to the Grove Wolverines. I don't know. But I will, like, it was like,
I am not shouting out to the Global
y'all better win.
Right. I'm not shouting out my mama. I'm not shouting out my wife. I love you, baby.
That motivated me because the organization itself is awesome.
Just
That
the stay woke line. Something like,
I
Stay
think we
woke.
still started, learning
you
more
see, we
about
can do
it.
the stay woke.
They're responsible
At
for our
10:30,
airport. They're responsible for
We still woke. Or like you said, when we close out, remember we don't really have that much to
I mean,
say.
the list goes on and on.
Well, that's why I said I was going to leave the mics on so they can actually hear y'all like too.
Yeah, and I'm
As we roll out.
They do with
art
the
chair,
YouTube.
I'll be like, this is tough.
and I'm also the newsletter editor.
But they need to do the stay
So
woke.
fresh to go to
Right, I'm the Ivy Report chapter sorority. And when I was talking to the black woman yesterday in our orientation, I was like, yeah, that's my niche.
Yeah.
So let me
Yeah.
put y'all on this kind of thing.
So I
I do all the press releases and all of that. But
Yeah. And I have, and it's kind of crazy since I've become the newsletter editor, since I've been a
About to go
member.
live.
Because we have conventions and stuff. I've won every single state award.
Thank you so much, everybody, for staying woke just a little while longer. There's so much going on here in the studio. We have to keep sharing.
definitely.
We've had the pleasure of hearing everybody's segment tonight, and now we're just going to wrap that all together because we started off talking about networking and supporting black businesses. We went to a list of things.
Before he continues, you were just listening to the smooth sounds of Kathleen Bertrand.
You were just listening to the smooth sounds of
Kathleen Bertrand.
Bertrand.
Yes.
There must be a Catherine talking about me somewhere. But
Get that, Catherine. Where you at, Catherine? Call in. What's the phone number?
She not your age. She not your age.
No, I'm doing that for you. I'm doing that for you.
Anyway, what we're talking about tonight is simply DAP did a very good job of telling you basically to walk in your light, and that's one thing that you have to do when you're doing your own networking. And then Autumn came in and she said the perfect thing. Even if you don't necessarily have the funds, listen to DAP's advice and say just the opposite. I may not have the funds for this, but this is what I can do to get into that event. So take a page from each of them and volunteer. The Bronze Lens has been coming up, and it's not a surprise to anybody who's in the acting arena. If you wanted to be there, you would be there. So I was always told you have the life you want because you have the right to change your life at any moment. If you sit back and notice the things that are around you that are going wrong, you can definitely pull out the things that are going right and thrive on those things. So if you choose to volunteer, and we're going to talk more in depth about some other volunteer opportunities in the weeks to come. There are opportunities all around Atlanta, and if you are truly about your art, truly wanting to do something instead of just saying you're going to do it, then you have to take that first step. And volunteering is the first way in. So what if you don't have a $10,000 table this year? Put it in your 2-year, your 3-year, your 5-year plan. Because if you look back 3 years ago from today, you didn't have half the things you have now. So we can speak life at any time. So change your path, change your mind, change your course, and stay woke. Now, talking about networking, we're going to jump right back over here on this Vino van.
Vino van.
Right on.
Because they are still with us, and they're staying woke with us. And I thank everybody for being on your social media tonight, because we are getting hit up on every Facebook, Twitter, and everything else, and everybody's phones are in the air because we're on all those networks as well as on YouTube. So even if you miss us tonight on YouTube, you'll be able to watch us again on our own site and our own YouTube pages as well. So just getting back to the Vino van, do you have a trip? How often are your trips? Are they weekly, or do you just plan every other week? How do you go about planning your trips?
Well, my trips will be every weekend. They will run Fridays through Sunday.
Okay.
For now.
Okay.
Depending on the demand, I may extend them to Thursday. Reason being, the vineyards and the wineries, they're open every day.
Right.
So I ultimately want to be able to offer tours all during the week.
Mm-hmm.
So, but right now I'm starting off with just the weekends.
Okay.
Friday through
So,
Sunday.
but if somebody wanted to do a special
trip.
event,
Absolutely.
it doesn't have to be the weekend.
No, it does not
And
have to
then
be the weekend.
the other question is it all year round?
It is year round. Most of the vineyards up there stay open.
Even in the winter?
Even in the winter.
Okay.
There's a few of them that close down, but the ones that are still open, we will go to those.
Okay.
Yeah, we will
Good to
visit
know.
those.
And for those of you who are just joining us, and I do apologize because we jumped right back into that. Give us just a little more. Once again, I'm going to allow you to introduce Vino Van again to those listeners who are just joining,
Okay.
and so that they'll have an idea of what we're talking about. Because all they know right now is we on a van.
I know, right? Well,
Going to the mountains.
Going to the mountains.
Hello, Atlanta. My name is Billy Harris. I am the founder and vinologist for the Vino Van LLC. The Vino Van is Atlanta's premier wine tour experience. We do tours straight from Atlanta to pickup locations up to the North Georgia vineyards. and those tours are offered Fridays through Sundays. It's a 10-passenger customized Mercedes Sprinter van that will pick you up from that location. It's a day trip. We'll spend all day up in North Georgia at those wineries, tasting and having a great time.
How many hours is all day?
Well, from 9:30 to about 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, because the last vineyard closes at 6:15.
And how long does it take to get back to Atlanta?
Well, the drive is only like an hour and 15 minutes from Buckhead.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not very far at all.
Right.
And it's a fun ride.
It's a fun ride.
And they'll
Yeah,
be
we have a
asleep
lot
on the
of-
way back.
They probably will.
So where do you
Yeah.
where's the pickup and drop off?
Okay, so my 2 pickup locations, I have one in East Point and I have one in Buckhead.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice. So we interview quite a bit of entrepreneurs here.
Okay.
And for some reason, man, like everybody that we brought in has had something very, very unique
Yes.
to
Oh, cool.
bring. And this is like super dope.
Yeah.
Because it's something that people don't typically think about when they
Yeah.
think about a business and going into entrepreneurship. So I'm just curious to know, like, what was your inspiration behind starting the Vino van?
Well, it started with my personal love for food and wine because the two go together. It's a marriage. I mean,
I like
I feel
that.
like you can't have one without the other.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, it's
Take
beautiful.
glass now.
But it started off with my love for food and wine, and I found myself, being a stay-at-home mom, a mother of 4, and I was always interested in festivals. That's like my thing. Like I love any type of festivals, anything different, anything out of the norm. So I found myself always finding all of these little food festivals and wine tastings all around the city. And I've been going to them for years, and I've kind of branched out a little bit now. So now I go to one annually at Martha's Vineyard, which is absolutely my favorite.
Okay.
So I'll be going there in October.
Okay.
So I'll be bringing back some more wine ideas and some more interesting and fun wines that I'll probably have at my tastings when I come back from there. But it just started out with my personal love for food and wine. And as I, got into the educational part, and I started taking classes at the Atlanta Wine School, as well as at Emory University. I began to have little tastings at my home with my friends. And it was just a lot of fun, teaching them about wine and showing them, a whole different side of wine other than, the Moscatos and the Rieslings and,
Right.
certain things. It's like, those are beautiful wines. Don't get me wrong. Those are really delicious wines, but it's just so much more to it than that.
Right.
And it just became a passion, more or less, that, I just wanted everybody to experience what I experienced because I had so much fun doing it.
Right.
So I just wanted everybody else to just, understand it better and kind of open their eyes to the world of wine because it's an amazing world. It really is. And my friends see it now. Like now I have a lot of friends who I've kind of, converted a little bit. Like they don't drink, liquor anymore. Like they're
Right.
wine lovers now.
Right. So you the wine lady.
I'm the wine lady. And I have my friends now, like even now, they'll, shoot me a text or call me up. Yeah, well, I have a taste for this tonight. Where should I go? Or I'm over here at this restaurant. Here's a screenshot of the wine list. What do you think I should drink? I'm having a steak. I'm having some fish.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So,
Because many people don't know that certain wines go with certain foods.
Yes.
They just like, I like what I like. And
Yeah.
you're drinking the wrong
Right,
wine.
exactly.
With
And
Exactly.
You know what? To bust that myth too, what's so great about it is that now there's so many what they kind of call them rogue winemakers, but it's really the adventurous winemakers now. They're coming up with all these different sorts of blends and different types of wines that can go with really anything. You can drink them by themselves, or you can drink them with food.
Well, see, I've always looked at wines as being when you're eating and drinking, as being a way of continually seasoning your food because it awakens certain parts of your palate.
Absolutely.
And because of that, you taste your food better.
Yes,
you
you
actually enjoy your food better based on the wine you're drinking.
That
That's
is
why
very
they've
true.
always married certain flavors and certain essence with a meat or a fish, or so that your tongue is excited when you eat that food.
And it brings out all of the flavors of the food.
Yeah.
That's why the sommelier is so important,
See?
to restaurants and to the chef, because they
Right.
get together, they sit around, they taste this, they taste that, and they figure out, okay, what pairs best with this particular
Right.
dish.
What's going to wash that off?
And
Right.
if you go to your higher end restaurants, I worked in a high end restaurant before. They train the servers, and in most places the servers, they taste the wine and they pair the wine with the food. So if you don't know, 9 out of 10 times your server or the manager, somebody, they can recommend
See,
it.
I've been
to
in
you.
places where they bring the wine out first, and if you choose your wine first, you're really doing yourself a disservice, because if you don't know what you're going to eat, then how can you compliment it?
Well, if you're just having a glass of wine before you start, you can always get a bottle once the dinner
Yeah,
comes.
and I do that a lot. Like when I go out to eat, I always cleanse my palate
Right, you have
with an
to.
aperitif. So I'll start out with like a really light-bodied sparkler. That's
Okay.
just my personal preference.
That's fine.
But that's what I like to start off with. Just something to sort of kind of cleanse my palate and get me ready for my appetizer or what
Right.
have you. Or I'll get something that if I'm having an appetizer, it can go, I can drink it by itself, which means that it's quaffable. That's a little vocabulary word.
Word of the day.
Quaffable.
Word of the day.
Quaffable.
I want everybody to use that in a sentence next week.
What did
Right.
quaffable mean?
Quaffable just means easy drinking.
We are going to
Yeah.
come right back and find out what quaffable means and see if you can use it in a sentence.
Yes.
She did.
QUOF. We'll be right back. Stay woke.
I want some quaffles.
We can't have any.
Right.
Chicken and quaffles.
Right. Can I get some chicken and quaffles?
No.
Right.
I like blended wines though. I like a blended red.
Blends are delicious.
Yeah, I love blends.
Oh, they are good.
I like Chardonnay.
I don't particularly care for Chardonnay.
And I like Rosé Moscato.
Is
I'll
it
say-
the oak that you don't like?
Look,
Oh,
I can
Yeah,
name a couple
depending
of
on what I
different
eat, it has like a.
I
most of
also
them have
like
like a.
Cabernet. Look, no, I love Cabernet.
Not bad though.
I didn't say Mad Dog. What's his name? I said I like Cabernet
Like the
Sauvignon.
Chardonnay.
I like.
Yeah, I don't like the
Nothing- nothing
overtaste.
else.
New thing everybody's doing now.
My favorite
It's
is
called,
blends
let me
in
start
terms
again.
of red. I like a Gustaminer or especially if I have something spicy.
Bodar.
Riesling is okay, Moscato is okay. That's not really my thing.
It's
I like
okay.
a
You know what I'm talking about.
Um,
Because
Tasting
Prosecco.
that I have coming up
I
on
know
the
you know
22nd.
close.
It's all Riesling, but it's not
something like
It's
that.
only
I'm
MOD.
I drink
Very
wine.
interesting.
Is it a red?
I don't drink
It's,
wine.
no, it's all Riesling.
Okay.
It's an all Riesling tasting.
I'm not
You drink
But
expert.
I have Riesling.
No, I drink
all
was in, like he
so
said,
I have
Publix.
Right.
Sweeter Riesling.
You guys sell
I drink was in Publix.
Off-dry Riesling, and I have
I'm in the
some
Kroger
market
wine.
for BMW.
I even have a sparkling.
I prefer
I smell like 645 to 6.
Very
I would like to taste that. Because like in terms of champagne, I like. I prefer Moet. I don't like
It's a 2000.
Dom or Cristal. Too dry.
And I'll see it next week.
They're
Exchange
very dry. I
conference.
don't
Never
like
take a
that.
picture.
I said I was gonna try the rose.
I wish I had some wine
Dom,
drinking
as if I like that.
You still
But
got one?
I prefer
But it's a
Moet.
good
It's a little.
card,
It's
though.
it's not too sweet.
Man,
It's
the one
just
he
like
has,
just
it
right.
has
The white
all
label.
everything.
Here, listen, we got yeah.
Yeah, if I
I got some real-
if Bronze Lens wasn't this weekend, I would come. But I have Bronze Lens
Okay.
Now,
this weekend.
Because I was
my
like,
next one in
I was
September
looking at
is going to be
BMWs
all
for a
champagne
minute,
and sparklers.
and then I kind of got discouraged.
And I'm doing that
I
because
was
I'm
seeing,
launching my
like,
van, so I felt
I was
like that
talking
was
to people,
appropriate
you know
for me
what I mean? They was
to
giving bad
do. My
reviews.
next tasting is like the celebratory
I
wine,
mean, it was,
which is
you know,
What day is
it was
that?
saying, you know,
the
it's
September one. I hadn't planned it
that
yet.
kind of
Okay.
issues
Let me
that are
know.
very expensive to
Normally,
fix.
all my tastings
You know,
are on
it's this and
Sundays.
that.
Oh, okay.
Because I like the days of the week where it's not a whole lot going on, so it kind of gives me something.
And that'll be here, not on the band. So.
No, it's just here. I do like
So-
pop-up locations.
Oh, okay. And how much are
But I was
those?
like, man,
$50.
they give what I want.
$50.
Let's talk about those.
So now I'm back
yeah.
on the path.
Yeah,
So
I definitely.
Yeah, 645.
Do you have like a mailing list or anything like that?
I do. I have an email list
Okay.
that I
What
send. I
is that,
should blast out.
750?
to
Yeah,
everybody.
I need to. I need to be on the list.
Yeah, girl. That next. That's
Because I like
Yeah,
wine.
it's
I
the
like
highest
wine.
problem.
Yeah.
I'm starting like a little bit of something like
I
that.
mean, girl.
So how does it?
And I don't really particularly care for cheap wine. If I'm having a party and it's a whole bunch of
I was thinking
people
about doing
and I'm
cash.
just buying some free stuff, you get the $2.99
Yeah,
bottle. But other than that, you know, I don't prefer
All right, cool.
cheap wine. I like Shiraz.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man.
Only if I'm doing something sweet though. Not
Yeah.
I like Pinot Noir.
I was like, man, no.
In terms of, I prefer reds
You like red?
to white.
So what I was looking
I prefer reds
See,
to
I like to
white.
hear
I was
that
looking
because a lot
at,
Yeah.
of my
they got the
sauces are
Poodles
like
that came. The late
I'm not a,
models. Like
yeah, I'm not a Moscato
2013.
person. That's just not my.
disgusting.
I don't have. I mean, if it's the only thing, it's okay. It's okay. It's
You know what?
alright.
I like it when I'm
2010,
eating dessert, but it's
something
not like
like
the
that,
Moscato
low
wines I like to
mileage.
drink. I like
Under
port
100,000.
wines. Like a port
Yeah, I like
wine.
port.
Yeah.
Ports are
Madeira.
really good. Ports are delicious. People sleep on ports
Yeah, they
though.
do.
Well, our people sleep on ports.
What's up,
They
man?
don't know anything about that. Or like after dinner
After you
dessert.
eat and everything, I think I'm.
Yeah, I always have a port. It is.
But
I
I
mean,
don't-
it's,
Yeah,
yeah,
it
it's
is.
the grapes.
I don't
mean,
like
it's
no sweet-
alcohol
I like-
content
But I
is
like it
high.
better than I don't like cognac.
I don't.
Even though I have a bottle of white
like,
Hennessy. Everybody talks about this white Hennessy,
Like
so
she
when I
said,
went to
just
the
that
Bahamas, I
you had
brought
to
back
get you
some.
some.
And it's just sitting
Yeah.
there. But I have a bunch of liquor. I don't really drink like that anymore. I have like all these different
I don't
liquors
need.
from where I
That's why y'all just drink them by
I
themselves.
bring stuff back, so my friends like, real.
They're ready.
Girl, what you got now?
Come on to your house.
You
Right.
need some water.
But yeah,
after.
and then I make really good sangria. Oh, girl, I make some good sangria. Yes, girl, I make that good sangria, you know, shred. But I bartended for 25 years.
By my side, I swallow my pride.
Go ahead.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Uncle Sean and the Conscious Party. We're just sitting here talking about Vino Van and all the wonderful things we can do that are outside of your comfort zone. Because I know this is not something everybody plans on a day-to-day, but it's definitely a black-owned business that we can support. And just as we were talking about earlier, you have to get in where you fit in. So if the weekend trip is not exactly fitting you financially, I just found out about something that I need to share with everyone. So I'm bouncing the mic back over to you so you can let us know about the day parties or the pop-ups. What's going on with that?
Well, I also do wine pop-ups, wine tastings in different areas of the city. They're always either in Metro Atlanta or no further out than 10 miles outside of Metro Atlanta. But they're always in a different location. Right now, I'm currently on my summer wine tasting series that started in June.
Okay.
The one that's coming up this month is Sunday, August the 27th from 6 to 8. That summer wine tasting series is the Many Faces of Riesling.
Oh.
Very interesting. Not your typical, not what you think.
How many faces does Riesling have, and how many cups should I?
Well, at my tasting, it's going to have 10 faces because I'm
Oh.
going to have 10 different Rieslings at my tasting.
Okay.
And they're all going to range from sweet to dry.
Okay.
I'm even going to throw a little sparkling in there.
Okay.
And it's a surprise bonus wine that I'm trying to get my hands on.
Okay.
So hopefully I'll be able to share that with my guests.
Well, see, ladies and gentlemen that out there, and you just want to have something great to do, then you'll need to be added to this email blast list.
Yes.
And that way you'll know what's going on, and you can be a part of the pop-ups. You can be in the right place at the right time and still have a great evening that just takes a few hours instead of the full day.
Yeah, just
And
2 hours.
it's just something that's different that would make a great date or a great outing, or just something that you can add to your bucket list, because we all need a little class and couture, and this is definitely a business that is stepping up our game. So let's find out what that email list is, or again, your social media, so we can be following you.
You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at the Vino Van LLC. My email is thevinovan@outlook.com. And currently you can also purchase tickets to the upcoming wine tasting, The Many Faces of Riesling, on Eventbrite at www.themanyfacesofriesling.eventbrite.com.
I like that.
Yes. So we're gonna have to keep up with you, Billy, and your events. So we need to come up with like a calendar or something.
We do.
For all the people that's coming through here.
I didn't think it was going to get that busy, but we are really going to have to do that because we've got Cool Dads Rock doing things. We've got that, we've got constant events going on. So I'm glad that we are able to touch so many people with this show, and impact them in a way that they're not only becoming more aware of themselves, but more aware of businesses in their area that they can patronize.
Right.
Yes. And just to be inspired. Like there's somebody out there that's inspired right now, yeah, that never thought about anything to do with wine.
Yeah.
You know, but love wine.
Yeah.
They probably spend like $50 a week on some wine. Well, I mean, not you know,
Nah.
No, but that's a great.
I know
That's a
some
great.
wine and
not the ones with
connoisseurs.
the paper bags. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Classy. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Nah. What you said, bad dog.
Man, oh,
Francisco.
I grew up
Sean
on that.
said that's what he used to drink.
man, he said turned up to
I
the
was
head.
cleaning my palate.
No, but really, there's somebody listening that's really inspired by what you're doing, you know. And so, thank you for joining us. I
Well,
really do
thank y'all for
appreciate it.
having me.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt.
You opened my eyes to a few things.
You
Now,
sure
now that's
would.
something different to do during the week, and that's
Yeah.
awesome. I mean, so I'm definitely getting on the email list, find out where you are, and make sure I can pop up with the
Right.
Vino van.
Right. Because I knew that there were vans that went up there. I knew there were vans that went up there, but I didn't know that there was a minority on van.
Right.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
that makes all the difference.
Well, there's only one, the Vino van.
Yes.
Right. Vino van,
Yes.
LLC.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
VINO.
VANLLC.
Yeah, Autumn, you have to do the commercial.
Yeah.
Now, please,
Oh,
could you
yeah,
play some
definitely.
commercial here?
Make sure that you reach out to the Vino van. That's VINOVANLLC on all social media platforms. Make sure you take care of this sister right here. And you know, this is really good because sororities are always having sisterly
That's the first
relation events. You know, so that's a really wonderful sisterly relation event that they can
Sororities,
have.
fraternity, sorority.
Yeah, it's called
society.
sisterly relations, where you socialize, and get together, or you and your sisters, or you and your friends, or if you want to do something with your bridesmaids. I mean, this is like
Right,
a
that would
really
be awesome.
wonderful,
Great
wonderful
bonding
event.
time.
It is a great
Yeah.
bonding
And
time.
just the
So
knowledge that you have behind.
yeah,
It's not like you just.
industry. It's
Yeah.
not like you just going to just.
Oh, yeah, no.
You know.
That's an education
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, it's education.
Very fun and
behind it.
educational. Yeah.
That's what's up.
So
We're
you
gonna
don't
do
feel
whatever
like
we
you
can to
just-
support your business.
definitely.
Thank
And
you.
keep in touch with us and let us know what's going on with you and
Sure will.
your events and stuff. That's awesome, man. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm excited too. I'm excited.
He's Dap over there thinking about what little old lady he can take out to the dinner.
Listen, man, I need to put this out
My
here
grandmama
right now.
drink
Or
wine.
some taco meat.
My grandmama drink wine.
I am happy
I'm gonna
married.
say, he's
my
married.
wife is beautiful. I love my wife, but she know I got a thing for older women. Look, I don't even be trying. I went to the bank today. And the old lady at the front was sitting on me at the bank. She's like, "Yo, you have a nice smile." You know? I'm like, "Yo."
Granny boo.
I mean, she's got a
He over
fly
there
though.
flashing
I'm not gonna
taco.
front. It's always the cute
Here go a
ones.
little taco.
It's always the cute
It's always
one.
the cute older
Listen to
women.
him.
You know what I mean? So
Them
I ain't mad at
A
it.
little short older woman.
Now, sometimes it be tall.
Cougar.
I'm just saying.
Dap, how tall are you?
Cougar.
I'm 5'7".
They're all tall.
Oh, you got jokes. We not the
Vino
same
van.
height, homie.
But I didn't announce it.
Look.
I didn't announce it.
Dewan gonna have all. Dap is gonna have all of his old women on the van.
Right.
And he gonna be the only male, and he gonna have all his old ladies. And he like I'm old too,
Let's
honey.
see.
Doing the bus.
70.
Doing the bus.
Right,
But,
right.
But seriously, this
They drink
I
wine.
would say absolutely. And this is to say while y'all were speaking, I was jotting down the fact that the Vino van is an absolute perfect opportunities for fraternities, sororities, social clubs. I mean, anyone to step up to the plate
Right.
and support a black-owned business, and do it in such a way that that you still are representing your name and your brand in a positive light, but educating others and pulling people together for to commune, basically. Word of the day. No. What was the other word of the day? Quaffle?
Quaffle.
Okay,
You said
quaffable. I need to hear that in a sentence again.
Well, you can say, oh, this Sauvignon Blanc that I'm drinking is very quaffable.
I just learned how to say Sauvignon. Oh. Well, I didn't say that right. No, let me stop.
We're gonna have
I just
to
read the
on
bottle like, okay, that's the one she asked for. Look.
Very good, sir.
See?
So I do want to give this shout before we run out of time because I said I was going to do it earlier. My man Evan, who just wrote a book called The Black Billionaires Club. Make sure you go online and you buy that. The Black Billionaires Club. He just wrote the book. I think he's sold out. So
Awesome.
if you go online and order it, don't be surprised if it takes a little while because he has to get reprints. He's sold out 3 times already. It's a popular book, so make sure you get yours. But he also has a Instagram page where you can follow him. It's financial_educator. So he's a financial educator as well. So you can get your finances on. Yo, man, I love plugging black businesses. And so as much as I can do it, that's what I'm going to be doing. Y'all can be mad if you want to. But you don't know where to buy something from a black person.
But that's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
It is.
I just want to shout out to Nikki, who's following us right now on YouTube. Also, Jamelia Jones, the Tropic Show, Tropic Sports Show, who's right here on IBNX Radio. So thanks for the love out there, and keep plugging because that's just one way of networking, one way of letting somebody else know what's going on.
Right. And I want to give a shout out to my sorority sister Nicola.
Absolutely.
And if you want some really good Jamaican food, let me tell you right now. Let me tell you right now. You need to go to Taste of Paradise. Let me tell you something. Taste of Paradise. It is at, I want to say it's 4530 Lawrenceville Highway. In Lilburn, Georgia. Yes, Google it. But it's called Taste of Paradise. It's the food is amazing. They have escovitch. Let me tell you something. They got escovitch at Taste of Paradise. The food is wonderful. The service is amazing. They actually have like a small event space, so if you need to hold a meeting or something like that, they have a space that you can rent out. If you want to have a small gathering, it's right next door. But that's my girl Nicola.
Now, and if you're downtown, then you're gonna have to go to Mango. right beside the Peacock.
And make sure if you missed any of the segments, they are all on Demetrius Mimi Johnson Trotter's page or my YouTube page, Miss Autumn Monroe, MISSAUTUMNMONROE, and that's my social media as well. I love y'all. Stay woke. What's up, Amazon? What's up? Hey, Donna. Hey, Songhorns. Hey, everybody.
Look, and since we sending shout outs, I'm sorry.
Shout out.
We're gonna send a shout out to my homeboy DeAndre Holt and the Men of Excellence.
Who we will see next week.
They're talking about their community service and what they can do with the community and how they can help out people with community service hours.
Oh,
absolutely.
I know,
I
know, right?
So that's who we'll be talking to next week.
I mean, help us, Lord.
Please join us next week because that's a black-owned business that has come onto the scene and immediately is helping others to help themselves. So we know the community service hours. We know what that means. So, but this is a fun way to get your hours and actually spend some time at a sports event.
And I also want to send a shout out to Badru and the DUI school down there in
also
Union
coming
City.
on in a couple of weeks.
I know, you know, all
you
type
get
of
your
black
points off your
businesses.
license.
Right. And don't forget that Bronzeland Film Festival is this weekend, starting on Wednesday. Bronzelens.com, and make sure that you know about the National Coalition of 100 Black Women and their Unsung Heroines Gala is this weekend as well.
Okay.
Stay woke.
So you hear it in the background, don't you? So I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to join us this week, and it's been an awesome evening. And I just want to go around the table very quickly and let everybody say just one of your many social media handles, so that people will know who to follow, how to connect with you. If you follow us on one, you can follow us on any. If you follow us on any, you can follow us on many. So, Joy?
You can follow me on @JoyLeah on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat. And you guys stay woke tonight.
You can follow me on Dab's World on Instagram and Dab Paxton on Facebook. I'm gonna have to get down with that Snapchat thing.
And of course, you all know that it's Autumn Monroe on Twitter, AUTUMNMONRE, and on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat is Miss Autumn Monroe, MISSAUTUMNMONROE. Thank you to all my friends and family and everyone for watching and supporting me. I love you. Stay woke.
And it's Sean C. Robinson. Spell it right. SEANC. Robinson, ROBINSON. That's on Facebook.
to spell it.
Wait a minute, am I there? And on Twitter. And of course, For Conscious Party. So if you're following us on Instagram, it's just For Conscious Party. If you're following us on Facebook, just join one of our discussion groups, take one of the polls, let us know what we should be talking about and who our next guest should be. Because we're listening to you, because you're listening to us. So until next week, everybody, we want to thank our guest,
Yeah.
the
The
Vino
Vino Band
Band,
LLC.
for joining us this week and making these couple hours that much more special. And we invite all of you to share the table with us again next week. And until that time, do us all a favor. Stay woke.
Stay woke.
Yeah, stay woke.
Baby, baby.
Yeah, stay woke.
It's a good show. Good show, right?
Great. Thoroughly.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you all so much for
Thank you
watching.
for
Thank
coming.
you.
And I
I
have to
really,
get on that
really
email list.
appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank
I'm gonna go to
you.
Eventbrite
And remember her,
Sean C. Robinson.
for the wine is Vino Van LLC. Y'all know we need to get together and do that van.
King Robinson.
Her pop-ups are about $50. Y'all know we need to do that, girl. I appreciate all of you, and don't forget the things that are going on this weekend. Love you.
Okay, I see you. King Robinson 9.
Yes.
All right, I just
Bye.
Thank you so much. I will follow you.
See y'all later. Hey, Jamar.
And what's her name?
Join
Janelle. Jazzy Faye was on here watching as well.
I'ma follow you
I love
right
all of
there.
y'all. I will see you
Right
later.
Conscious
And
Party.
stay woke.
Is
and
it
thank
the
you.
Conscious Party?